balling out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just knuckle up. Week dozen NFL Game Day morning is on the air.
Week dozen.
Week.
Play for the man, Messi. Fight for each other. I got your back, bro. I got your back. Dominate from the first snap to the last snap.
They feeling good.
Olave makes the catch. Touchdown! Let's go! And the Raiders walk off with the win.
Feeling blessed.
You like that, bro?
Never stressed.
Hendrick throws.
The sunshine on my Sunday best.
Hurts. He's going to run.
He's in. Touchdown!
Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
It is raining in Cleveland, Ohio. Are all those tears? Are those tears in Ohio? I'm just wondering if those are tears.
Oh, that's good, Rich. That's good, all those tears.
Oh, I can drink it up like a milkshake. The Bengals and the Titans played in last year's divisional playoff round, and there's the rematch in Tennessee. And Robert Saleh, he's got a lot to work off.
Running his stadiums.
What a week he's had. Mike White is going to start for the Jets against the Chicago Bears. It could be Mike White versus Trevor Siemian. That's the expected matchup. As Justin Fields is not ready to play today, it appears, with a non-throwing shoulder injury. We've got a handful of early right there. That would be 6 early on your screen. 7 early right there, pardon me. And then your late games featuring the Chiefs going against the Rams. When that schedule came out initially, it looked like a big one right there, but the Rams are all banged up. Seahawks coming off the bye after losing in Munich, and then it all leads up to the Packers and the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Welcome to NFL Game Day morning presented by Lowe's. Let's tackle home together. We are inside the Los Angeles studios of NFL Game Day morning. Pleased to be with you. I'm your humble host, Rich Eisen. Michael Irvin, good to see you back right here on our set.
It's good to have you back. I'm so happy to be back.
Kurt Warner, Hall of Famer, is here for a 4-hour edition of NFL Game Day morning. Mike, Steve Mariucci sitting to my left. Good to see Mooch. Happy birthday to 1-year-old Jackson Jenkins, son of NFL Game Day morning segment producer Jason. What a beautiful scene that is right there, father and son on the beach in Los Angeles.
All right,
and the thing is,
beautiful.
This young man, as you can see, is being raised right. You can see on his sweatshirt right there. Jackson is a 1-year-old who only knows an earth where Michigan pounds Ohio State and hangs 40. So, Jackson, it's a great world in which we live. The sky is blue. This yellow maze orb in the sky is called the sun. It's a very bright and sunshiny day here on NFL Game Day morning. What do you
I'm keeping track of how many mentions Michigan gets today, all right?
Honestly, I didn't call for a topic bar if you wish to do it.
Topic bar is a mention.
Right there.
All right, that's two, Rich.
I can't be held responsible.
There's just times when it should just, you should be able to have as many mentions as you want.
I appreciate
You've
that.
got 4 hours to do it.
I appreciate that. All of you are even having a counter. Okay, very good. All right, you know what? I like it. I like it a lot, as a matter of fact. Sunday storylines. Let's get to professional football right here.
All right. Well,
on NFL Game Day morning. Steve, you first.
Well, first I ask you guys, who's got it better than us? Nobody. That's a mention because you listen to it, okay?
I approve the message. What do you got?
How about those Washington Commanders, all right, with Ron Rivera? Man, they've won the last 5 out of 6 games. They're a hot, confident team. The only game they lost was to the Vikings by 3 points. This team, hey, they're right there, 8th seed. I don't know if they can make the playoffs. I think they can, but they sure can be the spoiler. Taylor Heineke is tearing it up. He's having a lot of fun doing it. And stick around, because Mooch's Minute is going to talk about Taylor Heineke.
And for me, I'm going to go to the Sunday night game. And I know 3 weeks ago I said the Packers are done. And although they're not a dominant team, I don't think they'll be dominant all year long. They actually played better the last couple weeks and found their identity, and it starts with running the football. They're running the football for about 130 yards a game, which would be top 10 in the National Football League. Christian Watson giving them a little something on the outside. And then you've got the Philadelphia Eagles, who 3 weeks ago were the most dominant team in the National Football League. I don't know if this team's going to lose. And now they've struggled, and they've come back to earth the last couple weeks. So I'm just watching this game to see which of these two teams can make that big statement. Can the Eagles say, hey, we still are the team to beat, and we're going to show you in dominant fashion? Or can the Packers, even though I'm not sure they get back into the playoff race, can they go, hey, we got something to say about this as they beat the Cowboys, competitive against the Titans, and now have the Eagles?
I like that, but you had to beat the Cowboys in there. They knew what happened.
I had to put that in there.
You didn't have to really throw that in there. Let me tell you something.
2 weeks ago,
up.
they beat the Cowboys.
I woke up this morning thinking, man, I'm so thankful to be here with you guys after I was, missing in action last week, man. And then, when I got up, I looked up, man, let me show you something. This fella right here.
Sunglasses?
This good fella. When I looked up, I saw this fella. He was looking at me. I said, hey, good morning, you good-looking fella. He said, good morning. I said, isn't this a great morning? He said, yes, you get to be with your boys again this morning. I'm not at home in that chair all by myself. It's so difficult for me to sit in that chair for 4 hours. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I'm so thankful for this. I just don't know what to do. And speaking of good-looking, speaking of good, come on, man, stop,
You know
man.
what to do.
God almighty, that was the hardest thing in the world for me. You guys know, you know how hard it is for me to sit still.
I know that. Yeah. I love it. I'm actually wondering, why did there need to be a change of glasses for that message to be
What's
done?
with the sunglasses?
I don't know, because it just looked good this morning.
better with
I felt great,
sunglasses.
man.
All right,
I felt great this morning, Rich. I was happy for you.
Thank you.
know what I'm saying? And the big win. And Kurt's and kids are playing so great. And we got a lot of good things going on right now. So I was just happy for it. But let me say, speaking of looking good, so the best looking game this week is really the only game between winning teams, which is the Bengals and the Titans. You guys remember what happened last year when the Bengals knocked the Titans out of the playoffs. That's the best-looking game. That's the storyline outside of how good I look.
I was going to say, I didn't think we were going to get to any football.
Right.
I thought the storyline was just going to be how good you look this morning.
But I looked that good.
We got to football.
I felt that good, too. I felt good.
We got there.
Baltimore is in Jacksonville while the Bengals visit the Titans as the AFC North appears to be a two-team race entering the Thanksgiving weekend Sunday. And to kick off our reporter whip around is Mike Giardi in Nashville. Mike?
Good to be back.
For the first time since January, the Titans and Bengals will play again, a rematch of their divisional round playoff game in which the Bengals stunned the Titans, the #1 seed. But don't talk to Mike Vrabel about this being a revenge game. That is clearly the furthest thing from his mind. He went around the locker room and said, raise your hand if you weren't here last year. More than half the guys had their hands up. He said, a different team, a different year. We have to play Titans football this year. Now to James Palmer in Philadelphia.
Well, thank you, Mike. Rain is expected in the forecast this evening in Philadelphia, and Aaron Rodgers dealing with that broken right thumb over the last few weeks, working on a lot of grip exercises on the football. Now, I also this week talked to Eagles cornerback Darius Slay, who's played Rodgers 15 times in his career. He told me watching the film, he could tell something was off with Rodgers these last few weeks, but he also said he's the GOAT. He can beat you playing through anything. Now let's go to Sarah Walsh in Cleveland.
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers come off their bye with momentum, looking to make it 3 straight today, but they may have to do it without their best run stopper in Vita Vea. He is questionable with a foot injury. He leads the Bucs with 6.5 sacks. Todd Bowles says they're going to test him out before the game and expect the run game to factor in heavily for both teams, because if you can see the field behind me, which is tarp right now, it is a soggy mess here in Cleveland today. Now to Mike Garafolo in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Zach Wilson against Justin Fields, a matchup of 2 first-round quarterbacks. Would you settle for Mike White against Trevor Siemian? Wilson benched. Fields not expected to play because of that shoulder injury. As for the Jets, they're saying, look, we have to win some games. We are in the middle of a playoff race, and that's why White is getting the start for the Jets here at MetLife Stadium today. Now to a guy who is covering a matchup of 2 recent first-round quarterbacks, Cameron Wolfe.
Thanks, Mike. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens finally have good injury news. Their quarterback is good to go today despite a hip injury. He also will have a quartet of playmakers for him to play. Gus Edwards, his running back, receivers DeMarcus Robinson and Devin Duvernay, and veteran receiver Deshaun Jackson, all expected to play to spark a Ravens passing attack and keep atop that AFC North. Now to Ian Rappaport with some news.
Thanks, Kim. Matthew Stafford out today for the Los Angeles Rams. Young quarterback Bryce Perkins gets the start. Here's my understanding of Matthew Stafford's health. The Rams have no plans, sources say, to shut him down. In fact, his health is improving. The numbness in his legs that he was dealing with from a stinger, that has gone away. He is feeling a lot better. He's in the NFL's concussion protocol, but did not actually get diagnosed with a concussion. They just put him in there out of an abundance of caution. He is feeling better, and when cleared, should play. Meanwhile, another quarterback who should play, Kyler Murray, is officially back for the Arizona Cardinals.